Mr. Perry, I think a lot of people remember all those signs that people held up last year and all the posts on social media, "Bring back our girls," after young women were abducted. Did that do anything for the young women?
What you can say that campaign did was it put pressure on the Nigerian government in a way that government hadn't felt pressure before. I mean, basically, the state of Nigeria didn't notice, even for 19 days after those girls were kidnapped. I mean, this is a spectacularly corrupt and indifferent government. And so that did bring some pressure to bear on the Nigerian state to do something. Having said that, it didn't actually do any human rights abuses themselves. And there is a reasonable argument to put that, for instance, the Nigerian army is one of the bigger criminal organizations in Nigeria.
Maybe the network in the country.
Campus, which were chatting with 600 square miles deep network. The city built it on its publicly owned electric utility, so she knew. Chatting its front, but it ran into one of those prohibited state laws.
Skeleton actually petitioned the FCC along with lots of North Carolina to ask the FCC to use their authority to override the legislatures.
That's what President Obama did in all 19 states. But internet service providers and some Republican members of Congress say the commission has no authority to meddle in the way states...
In Kentucky fear a bad end for two missing teenagers who are suspected of a crime spree in the South. The pair vanished 2 weeks ago and are suspected of stealing a string of vehicles. Police believe 18-year-old Dalton Hayes and his 13-year-old girlfriend are armed. Sniper NPR, Washington.
Back up and say, "We know you're good. Really, we know you're good, even if we missed it before."
That's what happened, says Rosenberg, in 1960 to a certain violet-eyed 28-year-old.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Taylor went unrewarded by the Academy for National Velvet and Giant and Cat on a Hut and Guts. Madame Ulubi, NPR News.
One of the most famous performers in the world was once fired because they thought she was too large to wear a little black dress. Deborah Voigt was set to star in Richard Strauss's Ariadne and Naxos at London's Royal Opera House in 2004. It's one of her signature roles.
The Royal Opera House didn't have anything else available, and that was where the problem really came to the forefront, that this was a bigger issue than just this particular director.
So you had the surgery, as we noted, and a lot of the book is what happens thereafter. Did you discover that slimming down is not all you thought it would be?
Well, no, it certainly has been life-changing, and the problem was that gastric bypass is a tool to losing weight for somebody who's morbidly obese and has not had any success, but underneath that is some sort of emotional problems that have to be dealt with or the problem will reoccur.
As you look back on it now?
I think it was a feeling like I couldn't.
At the Orpheum Theater in San Francisco, Dr. Tyson, award-winning astrophysics author and the host of the TV show Cosmos, will offer an evening of engaging conversations on science, exploration, in the world as we know it. And KLW has exclusive access seats remaining. For more information, you can go to KALW.org. This is KLW, San Francisco. The time now is 8 o'clock.
On the next Hearts of Space, we celebrate the legacy of visionary scientist John Lilly, inventor of the isolation tank, with a program of classic floating space music by Raphael, Steve Roach, Marconi Union, and more. I'm Stephen Hill.
This is Weekend Edition from NPR News. I'm Scott Simon. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to review lower court rulings on gay marriage. The historic decision expected by the end of June. 36 states in the District of Columbia have legalized gay marriage, either by referendum, by state legislative action, or on orders from a state court or lower federal court. NPR's legal affairs correspondent, Nina Totenberg, joined us. Nina, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure, Scott.
The word historic is, I think, unavoidable here.
Yeah.
This has the look and feel of a landmark decision in the making, doesn't it?
Well, the Supreme Court of the United States is either going to say gay marriage is legal in the whole country or not, and there's no way to say that isn't historic.
Now, the court indicated on Friday that it will entertain arguments on just two questions. What are they?
Well, first, whether the bans on